YouTube Zodiacs, what's going on? It's your favorite Gemini, KashDaGemini, and I am back with another video, back with another episode of the Kashing Out Show, man. This is episode 43. And without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce today's guest. This is going to be Vibranium Jim. I appreciate you coming on, man. And hey, we did have to move it from Thursday to Sunday. I've only done that two other times. So you are an illustrious, you are in a illustrious trio, man. Shout out Mario, the El Profesoro, and shout out Lord King David, man. But hey, every now and then we got to switch stuff up for schedule. No biggie, man. How's it going?
Good, man. Just hanging out and enjoying the day off.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, nothing much.
Yeah, man. Sundays are usually pretty chill. People really aren't really doing much. Maybe going to church or whatever, eating some good food. In a little bit, it'll be football back for most of the country.
Yeah,
I'm excited. That's pretty cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, I am too.
I live in Miami, but I'm a Titans fan.
Ooh, the Titans. Okay.
Yeah,
that's crazy because my team, the Baltimore Ravens, we play the Titans week 1 of the preseason. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, week 1 of the preseason.
Right. Looking forward to that.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Before we get started and introduce the everybody out there in the panel, or not in the panel, but in the chats, let me go ahead and put this to rest now. One second here. So I was doing it behind stage, right? Vibranium Jim has said something backstage that he too was watching. He too wants to join us. He doesn't care about his last name at all. He wants it changed. Join me, Jim. Join me. Right here, right now, is Zack Snyder. Right here, right now. The Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, is Ben Affleck the greatest Batman / Bruce Wayne of all time?
I personally prefer Ben Affleck only because I enjoy watching him as an actor. I like him in The Town. The Accountant was really well done. So for me, Ben Affleck for sure is the better Batman.
Is he the best Bruce Wayne as well?
I don't know. My cousin and I kind of go over this a lot because he's more of the Batman fan than I am.
Okay.
And he reads a lot more DC comics. So
yeah,
for me, he says it is. I really can't answer that because I don't really know. It's really hard for me to answer that.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Hey, I just had to bring it up real quick before we get started, man. But let's go ahead and continue the show. Say hello to everybody. Luke, my guy, Luke, what's going on? Ross in the building. Gotham Cinnabites. Mark in the building. What's going on, Mark P? Appreciate you coming, man. Vane 21, what's going on, man? Let's see who else we got. Edwin Diaz, man.
What's up, Edwin?
Yo, Dr. COVID, what's going on? My guy. What's going on? Pudgy, what's up, man? Ferenzi, appreciate you coming, boss. Appreciate you coming, man. Danny 9.8, Sweet Angel Lee in the building.
What's going on, Danny?
Let's see who else we got. Jojo, what's going on? So everybody out there, you guys heard it. Y'all heard it here. It's 25 of you guys out there. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Y'all heard Jim what he said, man. Nobody can handle the truth. Ben Affleck is the greatest Batman. You heard it here first. Buck Fangs, if you out there. Yeah, just putting it out there, man. But yo, Jim, man, I just want to ask you first off, man. We've been talking, behind this.
Lost him.
Oh crap! The internet gods are fucking with me already, man.
Yeah, already, man.
Oh man, the internet gods.
3 minutes into the show and already fucking.
Yo, I'm telling y'all, it's StreamYard, bro. I got the fastest internet. It's crazy that happens, man. But no, what I was saying was, there's 2 items I have on stock, right? They're in stock, but it's low stock. It's Black Widow and it's Deadpool exclusive. I can only get one right now. So it's kind of like, which one do I get? Now, I looked at your pictures. I think they look cool. I looked at the Sideshow unboxing. Looks great. Looks phenomenal. But I don't know.
I mean, do you want me to like kind of like go into it, or?
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Like, what do you like about the Black Widow? Like, what made you buy it? Because you're one of the only people I know who even bought it.
Right. Well, I know I like the other one too. The only thing I didn't like about it was the base. I felt like the base, you really have to buy the Daniel Bell Captain America for that to go with it. And then, Black Widow is always out there. She's always holding guns. They never really show her using her widow stingers or anything like that. So I like that it was a little bit different in that aspect. The few things I don't like about it is maybe the costume. The costume is piano black, and usually with piano black stuff, dust is like a magnet for it.
Yeah,
as
I
well
could
as the
see that.
stingers, the way that it was engineered, I felt like it feels a little cheap. It's very, very fragile. And maybe the color I would have changed a little bit on the stingers. But other than that, man, it's a great piece. I really like it.
What's really the difference in, like, or I guess the comparison from the Captain America and Black Widow, because they're supposed to be companion pieces? Is it really a comparison with the ricochets, or that's pretty much it?
Yeah, I think also the Hydra symbol, how they both have like the Hydra symbols on it,
Yeah,
and things like that, and then the ricochets. But that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Other than that, yeah.
Okay. So the fact that you actually do have it, are you surprised that it actually is a low ES of 600, or do you just feel like it's because of that character?
I feel like it's because of that character. I don't think that, in my opinion, Black Widow gets in as much recognition as someone like Captain America or Scarlet Witch. She doesn't really get the notoriety that she kind of deserves. Granted, she like sacrificed herself in the MCU, but yeah, I ultimately think it's just because of the popularity of the character.
Yeah, because I was just very surprised. Black Widow 600, Taskmaster 750, but then Captain America 3,500, and obviously it's the most popular out of those 3. But just that difference, you know what I mean? Because even a Taskmaster has an exclusive, but it's 750. Then the other one is, I think, 1,000, if I'm mistaken. So even then, that's 1,750. If you combine both
the regular edition, right?
Yeah, regular plus the exclusive, plus you throw in Black Widow, all 3 of those are still less than Captain America. That's crazy.
Right. Yeah, so, it's a little odd, but I do think that it's just because of the popularity,
Yeah.
And the movie didn't do too well, in my opinion.
Yeah. So are you a fan of this character based off of the comics or the movie?
Well, I first got introduced to her in dang, I can't remember. I think it was a Punisher comic. If I'm not mistaken. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Daredevil.
Oh yeah, because he used to mess with her. Yeah.
yeah. So I got introduced to her into that, and then I thought she did really, really well. She was well written in the MCU. They picked the perfect person to play her. So I also wanted a Black Widow to kind of go with the Avengers line. I think she's a very important part of that team.
Oh yeah. I agree, man. I definitely agree. It's crazy, I went back and watched the MCU from the beginning, the very first one, all the way up. Well, I'm only up to Loki at this point. I know I'm like very behind. I haven't watched the Black Widow movie yet. That's how far behind I am. But I'll
don't feel bad, man. I haven't even watched Loki, so
I mean, my plan is just to be caught up before Black Panther comes out. I just figure that comes out in November. I got 3 months or however many months, 4 months, whatever, and that'll be more than enough time to get caught up. If I hear some spoilers between now and then with whatever movie, so be it. I hear some spoilers, man. But I remember when we first saw her on screen, you know, in Iron Man. I think it was Iron Man 2, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was just like, damn, like the character was really, really important. I think they picked the perfect actress for the character. Obviously just
absolutely.
basing it off of the MCU, not comics, but I like the character, man. I know obviously she doesn't have like powers like everyone else, but still, like I think it's a very important character.
But do you think
Yeah.
that like that, given the fact that she doesn't have powers, like that is makes her more attractive in the sense of as a character? Like, oh, this person doesn't have powers, and she's out there doing extraordinary things, and is part of a huge team like the Avengers and things like that. Same with Hawkeye.
See, it's something about archery. I really like archery. I don't know why. It's even like Hunger Games or like wherever you see
Yeah,
archery at, like I'm just drawn to it. You know what I mean? So I think Hawkeye is. I love Jeremy Renner for one. Is an amazing actor for one. The
yeah,
Hawkeye's character is just it's pretty phenomenal. And like you said, I mean, it's almost like that Batman effect, or even like the Tony Stark, where it's like they don't have powers yet, like they don't, but they're doing all these
right.
extraordinary things that the average person can't do. You know what I mean? Granted, Bruce
Yeah,
Wayne, Tony Stark
exactly.
has all this money. Hawkeye doesn't.
Right.
He's just really skilled. You know what I mean?
Well,
So.
in actually in the new, I'm actually reading the Matt Fraction
Mhm.
Hawkeye, which is based kind of the show is kind of based off of that. He's
Yeah.
actually wealthy in there. He's actually
Okay.
pretty wealthy. So
Okay. Okay. So the MCU got him sitting on the farm in disguise, huh? In
yeah, yeah.
disguise. Yeah, man. Definitely, definitely. Aiden says I prefer superheroes, don't like many human characters. Yeah. So to ask you this one as well, since I mentioned it, what's your thoughts on this Deadpool PF?
Uh, you know what? I really prefer like the OG
Oh, the Heat Seeker?
sideshow. No, no, no. The museum pose, I believe
Oh, with
it
the
was.
chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the character design on that. Um, I think it looks better to me.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with this one.
Yeah.
I think it's still kind of cool, but I feel like a lot of the Deadpool's are always coming out with like goofy things and things like that. I mean, that is who he is, but sometimes you kind of want to just see Deadpool like killing motherfuckers and stuff or something like that. So
You know, I feel like with this character, they always try to overdo it. You know what I mean? Opposed to
yeah,
just like a little something kind of like subtle, but like it's still there, but it's subtle. Because at the end of the day, he's still like this. I don't want to use the word assassin, but he's still this dude that will fuck you
mercenary.
up. Yeah, he's a
Okay,
mercenary. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll
yeah.
mess you up, man. So
Well, I
it's
mean, I
crazy.
prefer this one over the. I believe what's the one that is it the XM one with the rollerblades or something like
Oh
that?
man, nah. See, that was too much. That was over the top. I know the
Yeah,
one you're
I
talking
do
about.
prefer
That was
this
over
one.
the
Yeah.
top. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm actually gonna see if I could pull that one up just real quick before we move on, man. That one was just I know
yeah,
what
it
you're
was
talking
a bit
about,
much.
yeah.
There was a lot going on that.
Yeah, right here. It's just
Yeah,
eight sorry. Yeah, right there. It's just a lot. That's over the top, man.
yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So to move on real quick, I'm gonna bring this up here. Young Obi says jumping into statue game from 1/6, first three sideshow, Captain America, sideshow Captain America, Batman versus Joker, Dragon, Joker on throne, down the rabbit hole I go. What got you into statues to begin with?
Ooh,
Like this is a
man.
crazy hobby, man. It's a crazy
Yeah,
hobby.
no, 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 for sure. So the first time I actually got into it, I was actually on my first deployment. Um, we had internet and stuff like that, and I came across I think it was a render of the XM Studios Black Panther, and I was like, oh my god, where can I order this? And I believe I can't remember who it was that came in contact with me and showed me Spec Fiction. So that was the first piece that I got. And then that's kind of my entryway into statues. I started watching a lot of Jim Mint, Cartel from Hell, Rad Titan,
Yeah, shout out Mike, man.
those dudes and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I started watching those guys and started kind of dwelling down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. Cool,
Made
man.
a lot of mistakes across the.
So, what would you say your biggest mistake was? Was it just jumping and not kind of like, okay, this is my space, this is my funds? Like, what was your biggest mistake?
Yeah, it was a culmination of both of those, man. Coming back, I had to move back in with my parents. The transition period coming from the military to civilian world is hard. So I came back and I had very limited space. Um, so in my what I thought was like in my head, I had more space than I actually had, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
So
no, yeah, yeah,
I started buying, I wanted to do a whole X-Men line, I wanted to do the Avengers, I wanted to do Spider-Man, all of it, but I couldn't fit any of it. So I had to kind of like cancel POs due to funds and things like that, and I
yeah.
literally had to like sell everything that I had. Like I literally sold that XM Black Panther for like $800 just because I
Yeah.
needed the money.
Yeah.
That was probably my biggest regret,
Because
is
that's the
selling
first
that
one,
piece.
right?
It was the first one. It was the first one. So yeah, after that I took a huge hiatus. I want to say maybe 3-4 years.
Hmm.
I was still I had Facebook at the time still, and I was still part of the groups, still watching Jim Mint. So I was kind of living vicariously through all of these people posting pics and videos and stuff like that. And then I'm actually started back up in January is when I first started back up started getting X-Men pieces and stuff like that. So
Yeah. So would you say like that's like your true passion as far as a statue game is the X-Men, is Marvel?
is Marvel. I would say Marvel, because if I really had the space, I would definitely have kept. I sold all my X-Men to fund the Avengers,
Hmm.
so I kind of used the hobby to fund itself. Um, but I would definitely have kept it if I had the space for sure.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is it took me a while, man. Like I finally hit the 2 year mark with collecting, and it took me a while, dude,
Nice.
because like I'm here and I'm like, man, I really love X-Men. Like generally, I love X-Men.
Yeah, man.
It's the one thing I love in terms of like from a kid to an adult. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
like from the cartoons, the games, the movies. Um, you have all that knowledge. But then when it comes to Avengers, it's like the only knowledge you generally have is the MCU. Of course, you
right.
know
Yeah,
Captain America because he was in like the Spider-Man games back in the day and stuff like that. But when you're just talking about knowledge, like it's more X-Men versus anything Marvel. And I came to the
yeah, because
realization like I can only purchase what I truly, truly know and love
right, right.
because of money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with this hobby, like I was actually watching one of your older cashing out streams,
Oh God.
and um, you did say that this hobby, not only is it fun, but it can be really dangerous. It could be
Yeah,
really
yeah.
dangerous, and you can get caught up in huge financial hole. So you really have to be careful, and truly collect what you love. If a statue speaks to you, buy it. I mean, really, that's all there is to it. If that's something that you really, really, truly love, you got to go for it.
Yeah. Has there been anything that's actually helped you now in terms of like just like kind of keeping yourself grounded? Is it more or less like, okay, let me watch the reviews, okay, let me look at the price, let me look at the edition size, like what helps you decide, okay, that Black Widow is the right one, that Scarlet Witch is the right one?
Ooh, culmination of everything. Videos. Well, for the Black Widow and stuff like that, obviously there wasn't really videos out there for it. I just know that the other one skyrocketed in price, and I really don't know why. I honestly don't. Um, I don't see why something like that would skyrocket, but that's just me. Um, so price definitely plays in a factor. Again, space and funds, and then you kind of have to take a mental note and be like, okay, what's your priorities right now? My car note is due, or I have to, pay this bill and things like that. So you really have to take all those into account.
You know, something that's crazy, and I'm gonna keep everything real with you guys. And this is something I probably shared this behind the scenes with people. Uh, I think in the chat, probably the only people that probably would know in the chat is maybe Aiden, maybe Vane. But I've sold statues before. Now, when I'm selling stuff, I'm never just selling, oh, let me sell this Predator, for money, or let me sell this Scarlet Witch for
Yeah.
money. That's never the intent when I list it. It's either different direction, the character doesn't speak to you anymore, et cetera, et cetera. However,
Yeah.
every single time, legitimately, every single time I've sold, anything, from entering this hobby, the money somehow has always went to bills, and that was never the intent when I listed it, but just because
Right.
life happens. And that's why I tell people all the time, man, like especially now, like just seriously take a minute, man, because some of these companies, you're not getting the NRD back. You know what I mean? Sometimes you
Yeah.
can't. And depending on what you're actually buying, the NRD could be as little as $17 for 1/10. It could be as little as $40 for an art print, or as high as 200, sometimes $300. That's a lot of money. And then think about this,
Yeah.
Jim. When you got like 5 POs, 10, 15, 20, you talking a whole mortgage a month that you paying.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Not to get the statue in hand, just for that one installment, and then do it all over again next month.
I think when obviously when I first got in and then sold the pieces, it was due because of money. I needed the money, because my card wasn't needed to get paid for, So that was really the intent. Now, that I sold the X-Men pieces, the intent was to kind of change direction in the collection.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I see what you mean though. It's crazy.
Yeah. Has there been anyone like family member at all who does think that this is crazy, that they're kind of ask you like, hey, why are you into this? Or hey, like, oh, it's actually pretty cool.
Not really. I mean, I did have a little cousin come over from Nashville, and he remembers when I had all the X-Men, and then he
Yeah.
kind of like dissed me a little bit. He was like, "Oh, so you're gonna sell all these in a few months, huh?" And I was like, "No, man, these are to stay." So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I bet as a kid seeing this stuff, it must be cool, you know what I mean? Because as an
yeah,
adult,
yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure.
freak, bro, I got Punisher right next to me. That's crazy as an adult,
Yeah.
So
You still have the sideshow Punisher? Okay.
I still have Sideshow Punisher.
Nice, nice.
Unless they make a new one that absolutely blows it out the water, that ain't going nowhere.
All right. Okay. I
Yeah, that
actually
ain't
have
going
a Punisher
nowhere.
coming in on Wednesday, so
Sideshow?
Iron Studios.
That's a good one. I actually like how he has the duffel bag with all the accessories and stuff. That's very,
Yeah.
very cool. I would have went with that one if I had saw that one before this one. So that's not a
Okay.
bad one though. Not a bad one at all.
Because I think the Iron Studios came out first, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
came out
Yeah.
first, but I had actually missed
I
them
mean,
both.
I got it for the sheer simple fact that that was the first thing that got me into comics was reading Punisher, the Garth Ennis run in high school.
Cool.
So that was kind of reminds me that interpretation of the character kind of reminds me of the Garth Ennis Punisher.
So speaking of like school, do you feel like now, like years removed from school, do you feel like it's more acceptable to be into pop culture? And I'm not saying like a nerd or a geek, anything like that, but just pop culture in general. You know what I mean? Whether it's memorabilia or the movies or talking about it in public.
Yeah, I do think that it's acceptable. It kind of almost like is annoying. I say this to my girlfriend a few times, like, why is it like before when I used to talk about comics and Marvel movies, like
Yep.
the ones that were coming out, they were like, oh, fucking nerd, and it's like, but now it's like everybody talks about it and everybody knows about it. So
Dude, I made a comment. This is years back. I'm like, yo, this is when Iron Fist and Luke Cage and all them first hit Netflix. And I'm like, yo, check this stuff out. And I said it to my friends, like Big Brother. And his big brother was like, oh man, that's weird. Don't nobody, mess with that type of stuff. And it's crazy
Yeah.
because fast forward a few months back, he bought like a life size Thanos like gauntlet, and I'm just like, oh okay, oh now okay, really
you see what
now,
I mean?
yeah. And now he collects like the Marvel Legends and stuff like that, and I'm just like, wow. I wish I had like receipts, man.
Yes. I mean, speaking of Marvel Legends and stuff like that, before I got back into statues, I was actually collecting a lot of the Black Series, Star Wars and Marvel Legends and stuff like that. But then you kind of realize like the amount of money that you're spending, you could be really like, I can get like this beautiful piece of art,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I sold all those to a local toy store that I have down
cool.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I got a pretty good hefty amount from that and kind of funded the next move.
Nice. So is there any one statue that hasn't been made yet? And I'm specifically talking licensed companies here. Is there any one statue in terms of, I guess, the Avengers or just in general that you want to see made next 2022, 2023?
I don't know, man. I think a Blade would be kind of cool. A Blade would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of like the Mac Gargan Venom.
Okay.
That one's pretty cool. I always thought that he looked pretty cool, like the Black Scorpion and stuff like that would be kind of dope. So.
Yeah, Vane says Riddler. What's your take on DC, specifically with Sideshow with DC? Because for some reason, like from the time I've been collecting to now, it's like you know how with Sideshow and Marvel, how they did their random Taskmaster, and I guess people could say the movie, but it was a comic version for one.
Right.
But we haven't gotten just that one off with DC with Sideshow, have we?
Not that I could remember since I've been collecting. Not that
not like a Clayface, a Mad Hatter,
nothing like that. It's usually it's literally two characters or three: Catwoman, Batman, and Joker, and that's as far as, or Harley Quinn, sorry, and that's as far as they would go, but you don't see like Riddler, you don't see Two-Face, you don't see any of those characters. I mean, we're barely seeing I think, is it Prime 1 that's making the Talon?
Prime 1 with the Talon,
which is looks amazing.
Yeah,
almost makes me want to collect DC a little bit.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that, like, because you mentioned like selling stuff off, trying to like actually hone what you're into, but what would your advice be to somebody new, or even to yourself? Like, if you could go back and tell your past self, like, yo, man, collect this. Like, what advice do you have for anybody new?
Be patient and kind of, take your time with it. If you're gonna do, nowadays, everything has a payment plan. From Afterpay, Klarna, all these different things, which can be really dangerous as well. Just because you're paying something in 4 payments, you need to have that money in your account. Otherwise, you're going to be late. So if you're going to do something like that, make sure that one thing is paid off before you start moving on to the next.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I would honestly say, like, if I could go back and tell myself anything, it would be, don't buy anything until you actually move. When I first started collecting, I knew we were moving. I just didn't know exactly when, but I knew it was within months. I literally had no clue when. So I bought a whole bunch of PCS Mortal Kombat stuff, whole bunch of Sideshow Marvel stuff, whole bunch of Iron Studios stuff. And it was all sitting in my apartment. And legitimately, from then to now, I don't have one single piece from back then.
Really?
Well, at the time I was working with the government, so money was that year I made the most money I made in my life that year, my first year of collecting. Nice. First couple of months, I should say. And obviously, you're waiting to move and everything, but then it's just like this is like the height of COVID. So for one, the housing market is crazy. Even if you got money, man, you may not even get a house. Yeah, exactly. Like,
it still is, especially down here in Miami.
Yeah.
I have a few coworkers where I'm working at right now, and they're talking about moving into their own place, and it's like $1,500 for a 1-1, and I'm like, holy shit, that's insane to me. And my girlfriend's best friend had to move out of her apartment because they jacked the rent up from 1,600 to 22 for a 1-1. So that her and her husband decided to just get a house because that's pretty
Yeah.
much
So
you know
ours had went up from 940 to 1250 if we had a renewed it the next year, but obviously we didn't since we were moving.
right.
And that's $310, which is
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
crazy, man.
damn,
It's really
damn.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of what's hindering me a little bit as far as like finding my spot. That and amongst I believe I told you when we were talking was I'm looking into getting to law enforcement,
Yeah.
and then wherever whatever department I land at is ultimately where I want to live, because I've done the whole like trekking long distances just to get to work, man, and it's not fun, especially in this Miami traffic.
Nah, man, I can only imagine, dude. That's crazy that you say with the law enforcement. I always joke, and I'm just joking. I'm always like, man,
No, you're
somebody
good,
got
man. No worries.
somebody got to rob a bank so we can get everything, get all the POs. Oh man, that's funny. Dude, before we move along, just to share this, I had put a poll up for everybody. I'll just put this up here real quickly. Which of the following worries you more as a collector? Money, space, dimensions, or a whole line completion? 58% of people say money. What do you think?
It's definitely a tie between those two, space and
Yeah,
money, for sure. Um, those are the two main killers in this hobby. I mean, a lot of people. I think when I was working security, I saw a few people on Facebook just like selling off their entire collection, and it was like the peak of COVID too, and just started selling off all their collection.
yeah, man. That's crazy, but at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do. And then the coolest thing about this hobby, though, is whether you get your money back or not. I mean, that part is kind of debatable, or maybe it's just based on the right timing. But at least you can get
Yeah,
some return on these items. That is the good news.
yeah, absolutely. I think when I sold the XM Cyclops, I got a pretty good return on that one for sure. I actually sold it to a cop to a department that I'm actually trying to get into. So
Nice, nice. Darth Rashid, what's going on? My my
what's
my
up,
my
Darth
just for
Rashid?
men, brother. My just for men, brother. Hope you get the waves, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I was actually watching that replay. That
What
was a
the
little that was
fuck?
that was a little crazy, man. They were just going off on each other.
Oh man, I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, that was classic, man. That was classic,
Yeah,
man.
it was funny. It was pretty
Darth
funny.
Rashid with the one, man. So hey, man. I want to ask real quick. I was doing some heavy thinking one day, right? And so we gonna play hypothetical because I know what's coming for you, man. I really hope that all the blessings and everything come your way, and this happens for you, in due
Appreciate
time,
it.
rather sooner than later, man. But when you do get your spot, what type of restraint do you want? Restraint? Do you want like free range? Like, are we talking like a man cave? Are we talking a man cave plus a second room? Like what do you want?
So literally, I told my girlfriend, I was like, that's the only thing I want. I just want a room just to have a man cave, and that's it. Like, you can take care of everything else. I don't care about anything else. Um, as far as restrictions, I just need the one room would be
Yeah,
fine. I know a lot of the boxes are a big thing too. So, and
yeah. Luke brought that
typically
up. Yeah.
yeah, um, typically the houses down here don't really have like basements and stuff like that. It's usually you can be lucky and get a garage and a decent sized garage.
So you
But if
would be
that
staying in Florida.
more than likely, I would like to.
Okay.
Um, if I were to move, it would probably be maybe in somewhere in Texas. I actually have a friend, a military friend, who's a police officer over there, and he's always trying to get me to go over there and just live with him for the time being while I get the gears rolling.
If you don't mind me asking, is the hold up like just the parents and the girlfriend, or
as far as like moving?
Yeah.
No, so it's just as far as where I'll be working.
Okay.
I don't want to make that long distance drive. That drive is a killer.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to be applying to is about an hour and 45 minutes from actually where I'm at. Because where I'm at, I'm actually like in the lower part of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like the last before you get to like the Florida Keys.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I kind of like when I was moving, like the only thing I said was like, I just have to have a basement. Like,
yeah,
that's all I was thinking. Like anything else didn't really care too much. I mean, she handles whatever she wants, but just have a basement. Yeah. And I didn't care if it was like finished or not. Cause I'm like, hell, as long as everything else is done, I can put up some drywall and, you know what I mean, fix everything. Cause this was all brick down here. This was straight brick.
Oh, wow.
This was like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna show everybody in a video one time. Like literally, like it looked at like freaking what's the actor's name? Bruce Campbell, I think.
Evil
Ash
Dead?
Williams, yeah, Evil Dead. It looked like Evil Dead in here, man. Like it was just, man, it was kind of creepy. Wow. And yeah, so we got everything fixed up now and looking pretty solid, man. So again, you know, once that happens for you, future congratulations, bro.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, bro, let's take it back for a second, man. Let's take it all the way back. So, what was a young you like? You know, were you into this stuff? Were you a Batman kid? What were you like, man?
You know, I was really into, you know, I was always watching, you know, the X-Men, and then I was really into like, I wouldn't say comics. It was more so like Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles was something I was into. When the movies came out, I kind of watched it religiously. So I was really big into those, Transformers, all those type of things, all those shows. And then as I got older, I kind of kind of pulled back from the comics and things like that, and Marvel, and I started doing a lot of skateboarding, and cool. All I wanted to do was be like a professional skateboarder, but I was never any good. So
nice, man.
But that's pretty much like the young me, man. It wasn't really like super heavy into the comics and things like that. It was whatever was on TV after school. You know, I think it was like Power Rangers and those shows.
Yeah. Power Rangers was real big in the 90s, man. Real big.
Absolutely.
Out of the 3 Ninja Turtle movies, obviously talking about the originals, which one of those 3 is your favorite?
Oh, number two for sure.
That's crazy. A lot of people say that. A lot of people, you know, no, I've never really heard anybody say the third one ever.
You know, I have to rewatch it, man. It's been a long time since I watched it. I know it was the one that when they go back in time, right, to Japan.
Yeah.
I have to rewatch it. I know the character design, I didn't really care too much. Like they were older, they had the spots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But number 2 for sure. You know, you got to have Vanilla Ice in it, right?
Yeah, the 90s.
Yeah, the 90s.
Dude, so you know we got the PCS Turtles now. You know what I mean? They have their 1/4 line from the 1987 cartoon, if you remember that cartoon, the animation.
Yeah.
And then they have their 1/3 line, which is from the TMNT Legends, which is actually a mobile game. Okay. How do you feel about PCS Ninja Turtles in general, or even Iron Studios? Because Iron Studios has their 1/10 line that they just started. Won't release until January, I believe, but we're about to have a bunch of turtles on the market, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they look good across the board. They really all look good. It's just a matter of taste. Like, do you want the cartoon version, if that's something that you feel like your heart is in that, or do you want like a more modern, you know, movie type, which would be like, you know, the 1/3s that are coming out and like that. I do like the poses on those 1/3 PCSs though. Those are really, really nice. Really nice.
Yeah, see, I'm kind
Oh yeah,
of.
Kevin Nash. Yeah.
I was just telling Edwin, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like in this situation, right? So I got like I was mentioned, I got a extra room, and I was kind of like, dude, do I throw all my DC Batman stuff in there, or do
Yeah.
I make it a Ninja Turtles room? Both of those are
Oh,
things I do like, but then again, it's like a part of me feels like if I do Turtles, I would have something different that most people wouldn't have. But then the other
well,
part of me is like Batman would just be better. Like,
as far as the turtles, because like obviously there's only you don't have that many.
yeah, I mean,
Would you get different iterations of them, or would you just get the PCS 1/3 and call it a day?
oh, I get what you're saying. See, I was thinking of just like a whole room, like get the mini codes, get the Iron
Okay,
Studios, get like literally just the whole room. So if you had 10 versions of Mikey, then you just got 10 versions of Mikey.
that's a
But then again,
huge
it's
hole,
like
man.
that's what I'm saying. That's why it's just
That's a
like
huge hole.
a
And
part.
some of those things go for like big money, like even the action figures.
Yeah,
I do watch some of these toy hunts and stuff like that,
yeah,
and some of these action figures go for big money.
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll pull another poll up in the chat and ask you guys as well because I'm just confused, man. Um, I mean, if it's you, what do you like better? You know, Batman, you know, or
And
Turtles
I would go with turtles for me, since it was something that I grew up with.
as a
Um,
collection. You would go with Turtles.
as a collection, I don't think I would. I would try not to, but we
Yeah,
always
yeah,
say
yeah,
we don't want to go into it, and then we go head first, and we just end up buying everything. But I
yeah,
would try to just do the 1/3, and then that's it, and then maybe some Ninja Turtle memorabilia as far as like posters and art prints and things like that, comics. But um, that's what I would go with over the Batman thing. Batman's great and all, but Ninja Turtles is what I grew up with.
yeah. So I'm putting it in the poll right now. Young Obi, the room is 11 by 8, so it's 11 feet. I think it's 11 feet wide by 8. So it's not. It's. I guess you could say a standard size
Yeah, yeah.
like child's room or something like that. So standard
Okay.
room, but it would just be one thing. It wouldn't be like Star Wars Predator, for example. It literally would just be that one driven thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like so the size shouldn't really matter because it's more of a niche room. You know, it's not like out here where it's everything.
Yeah, where you
But
have
yeah, man.
Predator, you have Batman and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly,
Gotcha.
exactly, man. Exactly.
By the way, have you seen the new Prey movie? Or
I haven't, but I've heard nothing but good things.
yeah, man, definitely watch it for sure.
Yeah, we're actually gonna check it out tonight. Like I
Okay.
said, I've heard nothing but good things. I've heard people are saying it's either their favorite or it's their second favorite in the entire universe of Predator films.
Yeah, I would say second favorite for me. Second
Yeah.
favorite.
What? Yeah, man, that's cool. That's cool. So, there's usually a question that I ask everybody, and this is what really grinds my gears, a la now based off of Peter Griffin. Is there anything in the is what the fuck, man? You just flexed me up, bro. Okay, yeah, after collect, I mean, it'll be tonight, bro. Like 10 o'clock, bro. Like 10 o'clock, man. Is there anything with the community or anything that has grind your gears lately? And it seems like whenever I ask this question more so now, most people's what's grinding their gears is really shipping. It seems like that's the consensus lately is just shipping, shipping, shipping. So anything
Yeah.
bothers you? Shipping, customer service, anything?
Uh, I would say, shipping for sure is definitely one of them, but it's more so the when you put a sales post and like somebody gets pissed off because of the price that you listed at. I mean, if you don't really like the price, just move on. Or they have to comment on it, or they put like the laughing face emoji, like, oh, haha, you're not gonna never sell it at that price, dude. What are you doing? But that kind of like agitates me a little bit,
Yeah,
because
I see that a lot, bro.
yeah, and I have a story actually.
Oh yeah,
So
go ahead, go ahead.
I had bought the Iron Man, the XM Studios Iron Man, and I was talking to two people about it, and I never committed to either one. I just wanted to make sure who would be flexible enough for me to kind of do a payment plan and things like that. And I finished. I went with one dude. I finished paying it off, and posted pictures. And one guy, he got super pissed off about it, and he was like, "Oh, what the hell, dude?" Like, I was like, "Dude, you were kind of like nagging me about it. Like, I'll throw this in. Like, I'll go 1,100 for $200 shipping or whatever it is." And I was like, "No, man, I never committed to anything. I never said I was gonna buy it from you." Um, but overall, in the end, we kind of smashed it. Kind of smashed that whole thing, and he had posted a sales post, and I just told him, like, I commented it. I was like, trusted seller and everything, and he kind of came back and messaged me. He was like, "Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I kind of realized I was kind of being of a dick, and stuff like that. So, the end all be all is just don't be a douchebag." I think you're muted.
Yeah, I've never understood that. Like, I see people all the time. Either if you put a sales post up, there's a one person, they'll put pictures of theirs on it. Like, yeah, somebody should probably buy this. I have it. It's amazing. Look at it. And then there's the other person that's like, oh man, I've seen it on eBay for like way less than that. And I get the thinking behind it because you don't want anybody kind of getting gypped or whatever, but it's also rude because it's my sales post, and it's like, unless you think I'm scamming or I'm doing something like ill will intent, it's kind of like, kind of move on. And I'm just trying to sell. Like, you never know what
Yeah.
me and that buyer are gonna work out behind the scenes. I guarantee
Yeah,
you, half
exactly.
the people who put up like 1,000, for example, behind the scenes, it may lower by $100. Like, you never know. You never know.
I mean, I have a local toy store that's like 5 minutes from here, and they sell sideshow pieces and stuff like that. And I messaged them about two pieces that I was selling,
Yeah.
and they finally come back to me, and they're like, "No, thanks, I know where to get it." And they'll like send me a
Oh
post of
wow.
like of an eBay post, and I'm like, "Okay, thanks." Like, you don't have to be a dick about it. Just
Yo,
tell me no.
Was it you, or if it wasn't you, it was Skills Power? I know it was one of you local store, and you guys were telling me, one of you was telling me that they're selling the sideshow Doctor Strange for retail.
Ooh, I don't think that was me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, damn it, I probably should have did that. I just don't have the funds. Otherwise, I'm like, yeah, I should have did that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few stores down here that I definitely would not visit,
Hmm.
just for the sheer fact of customer service and rude, just plain being rude. Um, and then there's like two that I mainly go to. Actually, one of them is actually going to help me get into law enforcement. I guess he
Nice.
owns a toy store, and he's
Yeah.
like part of like the city council. So
Oh, cool, dude. Cool.
yeah,
See, that's why it's always nice being able to talk to people, because like you never know like the connections or
yeah,
what they
exactly.
can do for you as well. That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, that's crazy as hell, dude. Actually, damn, who ever would have thought that the freaking toy store owner?
Yeah, no,
That's
no,
just
no. I
crazy,
never
man.
knew that. I never knew that one until he told me, because I was selling him the Hasbro Slave One. I think it was the last one that was actually going to be called Slave One.
Actually, when we call that, yeah.
Yeah, and then he was talking to a friend to ask him, how much does this thing go for? And he was like, "Have you opened it?" And I simply responded like negative, like that's what we usually say in the military. And he's like, "Oh, I think he's a cop or something." And I'm like, "No, no, no, I'm actually trying to be a cop, dude." And he's like, "Oh, dude, apply here at Margate. I know the sergeant and things like that. I'm part of the city council." And so you never know who you can actually like make connections with and what they can do for you, like you said.
Yeah, that's really, really crazy, man. What would you say is your go-to, like your go-to company? Like, what's your preference? Sideshow, XM, etc.
Oh man. Um, you know, I really do like XM. Oh, what's up? I really do like XM, given the fact that that was like my first piece, which was the XM Studios Black Panther, and the detail on that was crazy. And there, I believe I hear Brenton always talking about it. Like it's a joy to unbox that. Like the amount of, you don't have to worry about breakages and the
Yeah.
things that you get with it. How premium it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I think it all varies. If I'm gonna go for something, let's say two Spider-Mans, one XM, one Sideshow, depending on, what they look like and what speaks to me, price definitely plays a big part into it. So Sideshow would probably be my first go-to, and then if I don't like that, then I'll look for an XM piece. So
Okay, nice, man. Nice, nice. Dude, you know what's funny is I put the poll up and for TMNT and then Gotham, and out of 6 votes, it's 50-45. So that's a commitment for you.
oh wow.
You want me to try both, I see. uh so basically, Izzy is saying I recommend neither or both. It would be too restrictive to only get one of them. You seem to like both Batman and TMNT and may regret locking yourself into one license only. However, Obi says it's a great blend to have TMNT and
Excuse
Batman
me.
villains after watching. There's no reason you couldn't do both in one room if you're just head on one set. Oh, okay, I get it. So if you only have the 4 turtles, you're basically saying there's
Right.
so much more room. That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna pull these pics up real quick here. And first of all, really nice art print. Definitely an art print
Oh, thank
guy.
you, man.
So that's crazy, man. First of all, what shelving is this?
Those are bestas. Those are the only things I could actually fit in here, so I just went with bestas.
Okay,
So
okay, cool, man, cool. And that's from IKEA, right?
yeah, yeah.
Nice. So how has dusting been for you? Is it a pain? Is
Oh
it
man.
once a month? Like,
Uh, I usually do it twice a month. Uh, I'll usually do it, yeah, twice a month, and you know, I think the most, like I said, with the Black Widow, I think she attracts the most dust because of her costume, because of the piano black. Same thing with like TVs and stuff like that. But other than that, dusting hasn't really been too bad. I do want to invest in I believe it's an air purifier or humidifier or something like that.
yeah,
I forget which one.
purifier. So just to
Yeah,
ask, are you saying on Black Widow the dust is just more visible? Like they all have the same amount
yeah,
of dust, it's just more visible.
it's a lot more visible for
Okay.
sure.
Okay, gotcha.
Um, but yeah, it hasn't really been too bad. Uh,
Okay.
if you kind of keep your schedule, whether you do it once a month, twice a month, depending on
Yeah.
your shelving,
Yeah.
you should be fine.
Definitely, definitely. J Rob, what up though, man? Appreciate you coming, man. Detroit in the house. That's nice, man. Out of all these right here that I see, um, dude, if I could only get between Hawkeye and Iron Man, those are the two that I actually want. Like the
That
two the
Hawkeye is
most.
underrated, man.
It is, man.
It really, really is. I know Sideshow came out with one, and it's really nice. Um, but that one, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
There's
I gotta
something
get that
about it that,
statue. I gotta get
and
that
you could get it
statue.
for fairly cheap still. I think you
Okay.
can get it for like $900, $800.
Yeah. I'm gonna definitely be looking for that. I'm gonna be looking for that soon for sure.
And I recommend it.
Yeah. So does this statue bother you at all, or any statue in terms of like kind of having multiple characters in the statue?
You mean like the two Ultrons?
Yeah, because you got Ultron in there.
uh no, not really, man. My eyes kind of just veer straight to Iron Man. Um, just because of the paint. You know, I look at it as they're Ultron's little minions. That same thing like I think the Age of Ultron movie and stuff like that. So I kind of look at it from that standpoint, but not really. doesn't really bother me too much. I think that what bothers me a little bit is maybe the base. The base could be a little bit painted better as far as like contrast and like dirt, and maybe adding some dirt and stuff like that, because it's just one big gray solid rock.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. I think it looks very nice. I mean, especially for it to be one of their older pieces too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this, it's crazy how many Iron Mans we get based on the MCU, but based on strictly comics. I think you have two. If I'm not, like far as quarter scale, I think there's literally just the two.
Queen Studios came out with that new one, right? Or has that been out for a while?
I couldn't even
It's a
tell
nice
you.
one though.
Yeah,
It's really nice. I love the pose on that. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Black Widow, just like the angle that it's going.
yeah, yeah.
But I do wish that they went classic for that. Same thing with the sideshow. I really do wish they went classic. And I mean, it goes to show you that we really do need another classic Iron Man, because Gem Mint just bought this again too. So
Yeah, I seen this video and I was just like, yep, just making me want it even more. I've been looking at this
yeah,
statue for a long time, and it's fine, man. So to ask you, because obviously LBS is coming out with their 1/3 Iron Man. Does 1/3 ever entice you, or do you just feel like based off of space solely, and obviously not knowing what your future home is going to look like, but do you just feel like
right.
1/4 is that sweet spot for you?
1/4 for sure. Yeah. 1/3. I think the only thing that I've kind of really looked into is that Hulk.
Yeah.
Because the sheer fact of like, Hulk is supposed to be an imposing and huge character,
Mhm.
and to have something that's to scale. Let's say just like in the MCU, he's supposed to be big and things like that. So, and even in the comics.
Yeah, I think if there is any other Thor I could have outside of the LBS one I have, would be the XM Thor. When he's fighting the Devastator or the
Oh,
Destroyer, or whatever.
the Destroyer. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
one's
the
a nice
only
one
other
too.
one. Yeah,
That
that's
one's,
the only other one that I feel like holds up to this one personally, in my opinion. Um, in my
I came
opinion,
very close to actually selling my Daniel Bell one, but I love the anatomy on it too much, and it's
and the
just
base on that statue is really good too.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, really good, man.
Only because I was looking for maybe a little bit more classic look.
Yeah,
I know that Sideshow is coming out with their new one. I don't like the pose though.
Nope. I was excited for it, but nope.
Yeah, no, I was watching Secret Sanctuary
Yeah.
video, and he was mentioning it, like just the way you can pose it. It's just, how do you really? It just looks weird.
Yeah, like you literally can't pose it any direction, dude. You can't.
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, but
I love this statue though.
So, now, see, the thing that bothered me the most about this statue, because I had it and I sold it, I didn't care for the cape on it. I felt like this was that last iteration of fabric capes before they started knocking them out the park. Because the new fabric capes, man, they knocking them out the park. You can pose them however you want.
Who has the newest? What newest piece has the
Scarlet Witch? Daniel Bell's Doctor Doom is gonna have one. Storm, but Storm is a little different because of the magnets on the wrist, so I'm not gonna count that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fabric capes have been. They've been some bangers, man.
The only thing that bothered me was the engineering to how to put the cape on. It's really a pain in the ass.
Come on, man. Come on, yeah.
I would have went another route instead of that, because it doesn't fully sit. And then if you're gonna pose it, you really have to pose it before you actually put it on the statue.
Yep. So. Yep. Exactly. Agreed, man. Agreed. Real quick before we move on, what made you pick up that art print? I believe that's the Avengers Assemble. Is it? That's not Alex Ross. That's Jerry, right?
No. I have to look at it again. I believe so.
Yeah.
That's a long one. The colors are super vibrant.
Yeah.
And I love the colors on it.
Yeah.
The artist interpretations of the character.
Yeah.
I love how he did Black Panther on there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually what, and then they have Thanos as well. So that's why that's why I picked it up.
Yeah, definitely, man. Let's see here. So is this another? Oh, damn! This is a really nice Thanos. So where's this from? This is a custom.
Yeah, that's a custom.
Nice, nice. Hey,
Funny story about that.
yeah, go ahead.
I actually didn't even know I actually got that off of eBay, and I won it, and I didn't know that I won it until the seller messaged me. He's like, "Hey man, just so you know, like, you have to pay for this." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I won? What the fuck?" I didn't, because I have my notifications turned off,
Yeah,
and I never really usually win any bidding wars. I'm always like, if it goes to this amount, I'm out.
yeah, yeah.
So
Quick question. Young Obi says, "What do you guys think about keeping turntables under your statues?" He's from the UK. I think you guys call them lazy susans. Yeah, that's what we call them, lazy susans. Uh, I
I
don't
think
think
it
it's.
depends.
Yeah,
It depends on the statue, like, and again, your space, because you don't want it obviously hitting something, so you would have to put your display kind of like a few inches from the wall or wherever you have it for it to kind of get a full rotation.
yeah,
Because
I
like the
agree. Yeah,
Taskmaster, there's no way that
no,
is
no
going on
way,
a turntable.
no way, dude. I think the I think the statue itself is really good. Now, see, the Taskmaster does have a good cape, but it's hard to pose the cape because of his quills. The way that it
Yeah,
has to go over his quills, it makes posing the cape very difficult. But that
yeah,
sword is just ridiculously long.
yeah, yeah. It is.
Yeah, that sword is ridiculously long, and I almost wish that they would have had the sword in his back and the
Like
and
if
the
he was
bow
actually
out.
taking it out or something.
Yeah, like his maybe like his
Yeah,
hand there, or
yeah,
something,
that'd be
or
kind of
like
cool.
staked on the ground or something. Like
Yeah, for
I,
sure.
I don't
They
know.
definitely could have chose a different pose. It's really hard to kind of display that.
Yeah, I have mine like pushed all the way back because it's so long, man. It's so long,
Yeah,
and it's sharp as hell too, man. Be careful.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely sharp, man. This hawk here is very nice. Whose hawk is this?
So that's actually a repainted Red Hulk. I was in
Oh
the
wow.
market
Okay.
to get a comic book Hulk,
Yeah.
and I was looking at the premium format, the one where he's kind of like this. And um, sorry if you can hear my dogs.
No
Um,
problem, man. I got people upstairs making noise too. It's all good,
uh,
man.
but yeah, so a guy named Sid was like, "Hey, I'm selling the premium format. I have a bunch of Hulks," and he like lined them all up, and he's like, "Pick which one you want." So I was like, I think I watched, I think his Vince Bell
Yeah.
customs. He does a bunch of repaintings and resculptings, and he repainted a red Hulk into the green Hulk, and I was like, dude, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
So I went with
Um,
this one instead of the premium format.
how do you feel about repainting a statue? Do you feel like that would ever bother you if you had to like resell it at a later time, or not necessarily? Somebody would still buy it.
Uh, you know, I think it all depends on the buyer. It
Okay.
really all depends on the buyer.
Yeah.
Somebody will be looking for like, oh, like they the biggest problem with the original Green Hulk comic kit was the hair. So that's why I went with this one because
Yeah.
it has the better hair. And so
Better hair and more dynamic too.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, man.
The
Definitely.
banana slipping Hulk is what they say.
No, this is nice. Nice vision.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
nice vision.
I was actually pretty scared that that was gonna be out of scale because she's pretty tall because she's floating,
Yeah.
and I was kind of worried that this wasn't gonna look right, and
Yeah.
I took a leap of faith and they look perfect together.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I haven't seen anybody pose their Scarlet Witch's cape better than me yet, and I think you got me beat.
Really?
I think you got me beat. Yeah, yeah.
No way,
I took
man.
my time on that Scarlet Witch. You got me beat. I think you got me beat, bro.
Yeah,
Like I really like how you have yours.
I really try to do it like the promo
Yeah,
pics, if I'm being
yeah,
honest.
yeah, yeah. I wanted mine to kind of like flow in and out, like it's and yours has me beat for sure. This Scarlet Witch statue is very amazing. It's dynamic. It's definitely in my
I love it, man.
top 3 from Sideshow that I have in my collection. I mean, this
I
is
do love it.
yeah.
And people do complain about the teeth, and I can understand that. But like, am I really gonna get up that close up in her face and look at like?
It is a problem, but mine weren't as bad as some of those pictures showed. I will say that.
Yeah,
But also, like you said, like I'm looking at it right now. From here, there's no way I can see her teeth.
yeah,
There's no
no,
way I can
exactly.
see her teeth from right here. No way.
And you're the only person that's gonna get up there, and when you're dusting and stuff like that, people will just admire from afar. So I mean, it really doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. They're
Yeah.
not as bad as like, I believe Barb got one and she sent it back, and hers
Oh
was
yeah,
really
yeah,
bad, man.
yeah,
Like hers shouldn't even pass quality control.
yeah. Hers shouldn't either, because like I believe hers kind of had like a bleach stain as well on the neck part. So it's
Yeah,
like, what the heck? Like, how did that pass QC, man?
yeah, it was
Um,
crazy.
yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Moving to the next picture here, Doctor Strange. Let's talk to me about this, man. When did you
So
get yours? Was it which Sideshow or?
no, so I actually saw Brenton's unboxing of it, and I was like, dude, that is probably the best looking Doctor Strange statue I've seen. And I think there's only there's a few, I don't know if there's any customs out there, but you have the XM one,
XM
and
and this one?
yeah, and I do
A,
like how they
a
incorporate
thousand of these. A
yeah
thousand.
MCU with
Yeah.
comic. So I did like that, and the colors pop. I actually bought this from a guy in Canada,
Oh,
um,
nice, nice.
and he shipped it. He shipped it pretty quick, and thank God nothing broke.
Now, see, the reason why I passed is because I thought this was going to have leaning issues because
Okay.
of the way it's posed. So that
Yeah,
made
yeah.
me pass. What do you think?
I haven't had a problem yet, and then again, I haven't really had it that long. Hey, what's going on, Dennis? Uh, you know, I don't know, man. I'm sure that like I don't know how it works with Sideshow. Like
Yeah.
if you start having leaning issues with an older piece that's out of stock, like what really happens with it? Like it's
I
really
don't
hard to tell.
know. They have good customer service, so you never know what they may be willing or not willing to do. You never know.
Right.
You never
But I
know.
don't think it will, because the peg was pretty big too.
Yeah.
So I don't really think it would have leaning issues, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And this is so far into engineering. Like I feel like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
should have mastered that already.
Yeah. It's another one with a solid cape, according to Brenton. And here's a better look at the Thanos. This is a really good one. Is this an older piece or?
So yeah, the custom name word that I sent you that I'm
Oh,
looking
same
to get.
group.
Yeah, they're same group.
Wow.
Um, so they made this one, and I like it a lot just because I like how athletic he looks.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not short and stumpy. Don't get me wrong, like that Thanos on Throne is crazy,
Yeah.
crazy beautiful. But I really enjoy this one. And then not to mention you get the two statues, with Lady Death, and the amount of detail on her cloak or her dress is crazy.
And I like the color choice that they chose for Thanos. It's a what's this classic opposed to modern, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that, man. Dang, Trey Smith says, love that Thanos in death. I have it coming. Congrats. Cool.
Oh,
That's what's up.
congrats, Trey. You're gonna love it, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Next one here is the Taskmaster that we had
Taskmaster, yeah.
spoke of. So you did a very good job with the cape. See, mine is like it's against the wall opposed to a corner. So if mine was in
Right.
the corner, because like my Green Goblin's in the corner, so I have my Green Goblin, the smoke coming out the glider, like positioned against the wall because of the corner. But this is actually
Okay.
smart because of this sword is so, like we were talking about, it's so damn long. This is smart to
Yeah.
put this up high.
So I was actually gonna put this where the Scarlet Witch was.
Yeah.
And then I was like, there's no way, because if somebody decides to come in here, because I usually have my buddy, he'll come in here and we'll hang out,
Yeah.
chill. And if he comes in here and he like accidentally hits something or whatever and it breaks, I'm probably gonna lose my shit. But I decided to go put it up high where it's kind of out of the way.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
And then I actually saw Jerry from Collective Minds post something about the hood.
Yeah.
If you just toy with it, and I think it took me at least a little bit over an hour to kind of get the right look for it.
Wait. Oh yeah, with the
Yeah, so
yeah.
how it like
Yeah.
it dips down like a widow's peak a little bit.
Okay, I haven't done that to mine. I gotta. Okay, so I see you kind of put the bottom out and then in. I
Yeah,
gotta
so
do that to
you
mine.
flare out the bottom around his cheek and neck area, and then you
Okay.
kind of like taper the top.
Did you actually take the portrait off to do that?
A little bit, and then I put the portrait in to kind of, I guess you can say, mold it around his face.
Yeah.
So I kind of messed
Okay.
with it a little bit. Like I flared out the bottoms without the portrait, and then I put the portrait in, and then kind of tapered it around his head.
Okay. Cool. 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 Yeah, man. I'll definitely give that a try a little bit later here. Cool. Hey, and you know what's crazy about this Captain America? So like, I was walking by it one day, right? And I'm like, damn, dude, the ricochets legitimately look like like they're lit up.
Yeah.
Like legitimately.
Yeah. No.
Crazy.
I believe the first few pictures that when I first got it, that I posted on Casual Nerd Problems page,
Yeah.
they did look like they were glowing, and I was like, dude, I didn't even notice it until he had showed it on his show, and I was like, holy shit, wow, like it's crazy. And if they honestly, if they were to do, let's say if they did a Fantastic Four line, if if they were to go with this type of paint, that would kill it, bro.
Yeah. 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 I agree, man. This
They
to
should
me is
keep doing their fire this way.
they should. I think they should do this moving forward and just perfect it as time goes on, make it better
Yeah.
and better. And I think this is a perfect cap. The 3500 ES one, it doesn't bother me.
No.
I really like it. And I thought it was gonna have leaning issues, but dude, that rod is so like ain't gonna
Yeah,
be no
it's
problems on
big,
this,
man.
man.
It's huge. And
Yeah.
then I know that because I was actually gonna go for the old Allied Charge
Mhm.
sideshow one.
Yeah.
I like the old school World War II kind of costume.
Yeah.
It looks awesome to me. And then I think I saw a picture, or maybe it was the unboxing that Sideshow put out for it, and I decided, let me go ahead and pre-order it, and rest is history. So
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. This is the Spider-Man that we saw in the previous pick here. Do you ever plan on upgrading this Spider-Man?
no, man, I love his acrobatic look. That's something that I like, that they show that Spider-Man, that they should put in Spider-Man statues. I know that the new one does have a little bit more texture, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but the anatomy on this one is pretty spot on too, though. This is pretty good
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I do wish that the blue was a little bit darker,
Hmm.
but and then I can see why people don't like the explosion effect on the bottom, but it doesn't really bother me too much.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Nice.
this is the regular one, by the way. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
One
didn't
thing
get the
I
exclusive.
One thing I have noticed with your picks is that you're using a light. What made you go with lights into the statues?
You mean the spotlights?
Yeah, the spotlights.
Yeah, I like that museum look.
Hmm.
Um, the warm look to me. I did do when I was collecting, the Black Series and everything. I did a whole LED, different colors kind of thing, and it was all right. I just wasn't feeling it. So I decided to go with the spotlights, and I believe I bought a statue from this one collector. I'm trying to remember. It was an X-Men piece, and he showed me that he had spotlights. And I was like, dude, your collection looks amazing. What lighting do you use? And he's like, I use spotlights. He sent me the link, the Amazon link, and I just went with those.
Yeah, nice, nice. So this next picture here is who we've been talking about, man.
Black Widow, man.
Look at that box behind it. The box is small.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna regret this one, man.
I thought you pulled the trigger, man.
I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Oh, man.
I haven't pulled
Is
the
it
trigger
still
yet.
available, though?
It's still
I haven't looked.
available.
Okay.
It's still available.
I definitely, I was actually thinking of, I didn't want to get the one previous to this.
Yeah.
So it was for me. It was either, yeah, they are wired spotlights. So I just used an extender. So I bought like a few extenders because a lot of them don't reach.
Yeah.
So, but it was either this or the other XM1. I know that XM1 is really hard to find, but I do like the matte look on the costume on it, and then the different portraits and the little bust that comes with that XM1 is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. It's very creative.
Yeah. So it was either a tie between that one and this one, and I ultimately obviously went with this one. So
yeah, I'm gonna pull the trigger, man.
But they look great together, man.
Yeah. I might pull it right now, rightly speaking.
Oh, live order, huh?
I think so. I think so. Yep. I like it, man. It pairs really well with this. It pairs really well with this Hawkeye, man.
Yeah, man, it really does. And not to say that it wouldn't pair well with the Sideshow one either, because I know the Sideshow one you can get fairly cheap as well.
Yeah.
But again, I just went with the XM one.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, that's crazy, man. Let's see here, dude. So it would come out to $668.62.
It's not too bad.
That is not too bad at all, man. So
oh wow. Has it been sitting in your cart the entire time, or?
No. I just put it in right now. I just put it in right now, but it's been sitting in there the entire time. All you need is 59 buckaroos in the beginning, man. You can even push it back to September, so you can give yourself a little leeway if you need it.
Hey, man, I mean, it's ultimately whatever works for you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. You gotta use them. You gotta use them, man. But there's actually something I plan on canceling that I have on order, so I probably could just cancel that and use that money.
Do you still have the Doom coming in?
Oh yeah.
A few people posted some in-hand pics of it on Facebook. So.
Yeah. It won't be entering the cash cave right away. I gotta pay it off and whatnot. But trust and believe.
Gotcha.
It is coming. There will be a live unboxing, and immediately there will be a review.
I think that mixed with the Red Skull that you got, how they're both kind of like on pedestal type deals. Would look amazing.
Yes, man. It's going to be very, very good, man. I honestly can't wait to get those, but we shall see. As soon as they come, I'm definitely going to get this Black Widow. It's just is the one that's speaking to me. You know what I mean? It's been speaking to me. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I'm going to just do it. It's crazy because I actually had this right here, and let me pull this up real quick. Let's see. pull this up. So I had made this for sale video, right? And I was
Yeah.
talking
Oh yeah, I
about
saw this
I was
one.
talking
Yeah.
about this. So I was actually trying to sell this Black Canary, use these
This
funds,
looks nice, man.
put those funds towards Black Widow. Nobody has purchased anything yet. So I got this Birds of Prey art print. Obviously the
I
Thor
like that
art
Thor
print.
art print. Yeah.
Hey man, if you want it, let me know, bro. Let me know. And I got this Predator, obviously. Space. But yeah, Predator. So
Nice.
yeah.
But
And
nobody's bit.
Man, I've just had people, hitting up, but nothing serious. Nothing, nothing serious yet.
I found on OfferUp somebody selling that Green Arrow, the Sideshow one, for like $600. And then I asked him, because I know that there's a few people that are looking for it, and I asked him like, oh, like how much is shipping? He's like, oh, I can't ship it because it's gonna be $200. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. I don't see why that thing would be $200, but
Is he in Arizona?
he's in Vegas, so pretty close.
Yeah, Vegas. That's the same guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know who it is. I actually had his number. I didn't go through with it because it seemed like a scam.
Yeah, it was a little fishy, man. Because he has
why is it still
the
there?
shipping, right? He has it like posted, like I can ship, like the shipping amount, and then if you ask him anything about it, he's like, "Oh, sorry, I can't ship it to you." So then just put local pickup, man.
Exactly, because I had somebody in Vegas who was actually going to pick it up for me. He was fine with it, but I just called it off because like it just seemed fishy to me. So I was just like, yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, man. It's too many scammers.
Dr. Sideshow gives you your first hit of Polystone cheap for only $59. Then you end up looking like Chris Rock in the New Jack City. Nah, man. But to answer this question real quick here, Izzy says, Cash, are you still getting the PCS Ninja Turtles? If you're not sure, what is making you hesitant? I like to know your view on it now that some time has passed since your cashing out segment. To answer that real quickly, it's not that I don't like what PCS is doing with the Ninja Turtles. I think what they're doing is great. I think from an artistic standpoint is great. I even feel like for 1/3 it's not going to take up this big massive space. I'm just hesitant based on what I'm actually able to bring into my collection. That's what I'm hesitant on. The second room that I have is the last space that I will be able to have. This whole room in here is Marvel. It's split up into Spider-Man, split up into Avengers, and it's split up into X-Men. So it's 3 phases of Marvel. And then obviously I got my Predator and my horror stuff right besides my computer. But that's it. I have no more room for Star Wars, anything. So that last room over there that's the last I have. You know what I mean? It was meant to be a walk-in closet, but we don't need it for that any longer. So I get to have it. I really want to do Batman though, but I really want to do Turtles as well. I agree with the other guy's comment? Forgot who said it. Young Obi's comment that you could pretty much combine them both, especially if you're just doing the 4. However, I don't know. I'll take some time and think about it. I'm not going to rush it. I mean, either way, it is what it is. Man. It is a lot of money. However, I do still think if you're looking at the art, it is a cash out. I think it's an amazing piece of art. I'm just specifically talking about, will I actually be able to fit it if I want to do Batman, et cetera, as well. So that's all. Because again, it's 11x8 room. It's not the biggest room. It's not the smallest room. I just got to be careful. That's all.
Now with Batman though, would you just be doing like just Batman and Joker and Harley, or like just Batman and that's it?
I know it's a pain to repackage. I don't want to repackage, but if I had to, I would. No, if I did, I mean, definitely got to have the Daniel Bell's Bane. Got to have the Daniel Bell's new Joker. I really like that new Joker, how menacing it looks. I love the base on it.
That's the Daniel Bell one, right?
Yeah. The Dark Knight. I love that. Hate, man. Hey, art is up to the one's perception.
Your own, you know?
Yeah, art. There's no right or wrong for art, man. No right or wrong for art. For sure. I really like it, and I don't think the price point on it is going to be bad. That's why I also like Sideshow. Dude, everything you're gonna get is gonna be $700 or less. 550
Yeah.
to 700.
And that's why I told you, like, it's really like I lean a little more towards Sideshow just because of the price point and what you can really get with
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, look, like their Thanos on Throne was a masterpiece. And
Yeah.
their Gambit, their Silver Surfer. So they do come out with some bangers, man. But
Yeah.
you know, it just like every other company, they have their grenades.
Yeah. 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 How do you feel on the Sideshow Venom?
I do not like that one, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I do not like that one. I do like the one that Brenton unboxed not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
The OG XM one. I love the pose on that. To me, that screams power.
Okay.
See, I don't like that. Like, it looks like an overbite a little bit. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, dude.
Yeah. How do you feel about the like the Spider-Man mask in the left arm?
I mean, if you, how are you gonna pose it? You know what I mean? Like, this, you won't even
Oh, so
see it.
you won't even see it. I got you. You won't even
Yeah,
see it.
see what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. I mean, okay, what
Yeah, it
about the
is.
glider though? You got the Oscorp glider.
Oh, right here, down here. Okay.
Yeah. Let me
Uh,
see if I can get a better picture of it. Yeah,
man,
right
there's
there.
nothing really. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nothing that on this statue that is like screaming, buy it. For me personally, but I do like that Carnage.
Dude, hey, the Carnage is coming. The
That
Carnage is
Carnage,
coming,
they
man. Yeah.
knocked it out of the park with that.
Yeah. Let me see here. Carnage is definitely coming, man. Look at her
But
brother's
that
wish
Venom, man.
list. Damn.
Oh wow. That Galactus too.
Galactus is nice. It's just that man, it's small, man, but it's
You
nice.
know what I don't like as well? I know people are saying the size, but if you
Yeah.
don't have the light up, he has like this white overspray or something on his
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
Did you watch the video?
No, I saw somebody post a video or pics on Facebook.
Oh, because I had
Uh,
seen a video of it's Collector Zone's video. He did the unboxing of it, and I noticed that with the eyes as well, and I was just like, oh wow. So it's one of those statues where when it's lit up, it's just freaking nice, but when it's
yeah,
not,
yeah, oh,
eh.
absolutely. So you have to have it lit up like the entire time.
Yeah, the entire time, man. So I'll probably
But this
pass
pair
on
right
it,
here,
maybe. But yeah, this Carnage though, this Carnage is amazing. I really like it, man. Really like it.
yeah, man.
Really like
Congrats
it.
on this piece when you get it, dude.
Yeah, this is another one I'm gonna have to figure out when I can get. But it's like it's 3500 ES, so it's like miss out on Black Widow or get Carnage now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I mean,
obviously, you know,
there's no rush. Again, some of these edition sizes are a bit crazy, and
yeah.
given the fact that we're probably going into a recession or more than
Yes,
likely in
sir.
one already,
Yes, sir.
so not everything is really not going to sell out. And the same thing. And I was watching Sick
Yeah.
Mentions
Yeah.
replay, and he was talking about the thing going on with China and everything like that, and it's crazy to think about. You know, so now what about all the people that have all these customs on pre-order and everything like that?
So to take it there for a second, what is your honest opinion when it comes to everything such as the shipping, such as the price points that we are at now? A lot of older collectors, they always talk about like, for example, that new XM Venom, back in the day that would have been $600 or whatever. So it's like, what's your thoughts?
Man, it's just everything's so damn expensive, dude. It's really becoming slowly but surely becoming a rich man's game. Unfortunately, especially for the guys that I haven't been in it for as long as, like, maybe Jerry or
Yep.
John and people like that. But it's really becoming that, and it's sad to see because this is supposed to be for fun.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be about money, but unfortunately, everything is. And
Yeah.
as far as shipping, man, that sucks. I know like that custom Namor is gonna cost me an arm and a leg just to get over here,
I
and that
actually
custom.
have a quote. Danny's on the other side of the room. There's a quarter scale statue that's coming from a custom group. $367 shipping for a quarter scale.
Okay.
Yeah, not a big character. It's probably about the same size as I'd probably say Sideshow Silver Surfer or Scarlet Witch.
Oh
It's
wow.
probably
So
gonna
it's
be
very, it's
yeah.
like it's linear. It's very like up and down pose and piece.
Yeah, I mean it's basically like Red Skull, I'd say. You know,
Okay.
you know, I don't want to give it away, but you know, it's like that to where you know it's not going to take up a lot of room in terms of like I would assume anyway, but 367 and it's just like damn, man. Like
Yeah, I mean
and that was boat. That's
literally like
boat, by the way. That's the cheapest option.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the Black Panther that I showed you that I believe
Yeah.
your friend is doing.
Yeah, my guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I got that one, and that was I want to say like $427 or something like that shipping.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, dude, and it's like, damn, you know, like this is the what we're coming to. Like it almost makes you kind of want to stop. You know, like Darth Rashid even said, like in one of the videos, he's like, "Yo, I'm thinking about stopping, dude, because this shipping is just bullshit."
Yeah, and this is another reason, you know, going back to you know, when I was answering Izzy's question, that's the reason why I'm just very like hesitant sometimes. Like, you know, if I make a video, if I when I do those segments of Cash Out or I don't know, it's strictly just pieces, honestly, that I am slightly interested. Anything that like catches my eye. It's not for every
Yeah,
single piece I'll do it for, but if it catches my eye or I'm interested in, I'll do it. But the reason that makes you hesitate sometimes is the shipping, is the payment plan, is that real part that nobody can help answer but yourself. Like you know what's in your wallet. Nobody else knows your
yeah,
wallet or your wall space or your shelf space rather. So you have to answer those questions, you know, yourselves. And for me, if you order something, like I said earlier, it's no guarantee Sideshow, Prime One, etc., is going to give you that NRD back. I mean, that's money down the drain that could have went to groceries or
yeah,
other real life stuff. Because at the end of the day, like they were
absolutely.
saying yesterday, this is a hobby. At the end of the day, it's some cool stuff that takes you away from the real world. But at the end of the day, it is a hobby, and we still got to go to work or whatever you do for your money to, you know, fund this hobby.
Right.
So
Yeah, no, man, it sucks to see. Unfortunately, I believe when I bought the Black Panther, um, the shipping wasn't too crazy. Granted, like it was the XM, so they're big boxes, and it was I think it was like $120 something, like something
oh,
pretty low for
so
shipping.
I'm gonna blow your mind even further. So I went back and I calculated the Fugitive Predator from Prime One, the Sideshow Wolf Predator bust, as well as the big game Predator that I'm trying to sell now. I calculated all three of those statues shipping together. Together, they all came out to $175
Holy shit, dude!
right before the pandemic.
Wow,
And I'm
that's
talking the biggest boxes I have in the collection.
that's crazy, man.
Legitimately all combined. I'm just like, damn, that's what it was? Not even $200 for all three of those? And if don't
Yeah,
nobody
man,
believe me, I could literally pull it up right now and show you guys. Not even lying.
and
Crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think after that Namor,
Yeah.
I might be taking a step back a little bit for a few months, obviously to get the
Yeah.
whole career thing going and everything like that. But just for the sheer simple fact is if and hopefully if things start to calm down, you know. So, but
Yeah.
I did also see, but things start to pull you in. Like Brenton posted those pics of that Daredevil man, and it's kind of like calling me. So
Hey. Yeah. It's crazy because I had like sent you that video. I'm like, damn,
yeah,
man.
Enablers, bro.
Yeah. I mean that video is hell. I'm looking at it right now. I'm just like, damn, dude. Here, I'll freaking share it real quick, because it's it's cool, man. But
Yeah, man, that's. And I actually saw this at Florida SuperCon my first year that I went.
yeah,
One of the vendors was selling it. I think he was selling it for like 1070. And I think I went back the second day and it was gone.
it's an amazing piece. It's so well constructed, and when you look at this piece, I literally forget it's even Iron Studios, man.
Now, is
Not
it
even gonna lie to
wide
you.
though? It's not really wide, right?
Nah, nah. I mean, if I had to guess, 9 inches wide.
Oh wow.
It don't even look like it's a well compacted statue that
Yeah.
packs a punch, man. It's a very, very good statue. Very good statue. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's really nice.
I really think I might jump on that one after this Punisher.
Yeah, when you get the chance, man, you find the right deal for yourself, go ahead and pull the button, man, and make it happen. But it's a good one, man. It's a really good one.
For sure, man.
What's your what's the one statue though that you do have coming in next that you can't wait for? Is it the Namor?
It's the Namor, yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'm pretty excited for that Black Panther.
Okay.
I know
Yeah.
that with that Black Panther, it comes with two portraits,
Yeah.
movie version and then comic book version. So I'm pretty excited for that. But that Namor for sure. Um, Shout out to Jerry for getting me in that group.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like, because I kind of went through somebody else to get a PO, and I was like, who does this group? And he was being very like cryptic about it, like, oh, the group is very secretive, like, what are they, like SEAL Team 6 or something, like,
Yeah, man.
and
That's funny.
I messaged Jerry because I remember in one of his videos he said that he had it coming in, and
Yeah.
he invited me for the group, so shout out to him, man. Appreciate
Cool,
it.
man. Cool. So yeah, man. Before we head to the last phase of the show, man. Before we head to the last phase of the show, what's your overall thoughts on like, and I know we had touched on it briefly earlier, but what's your overall thoughts on a new collector? If somebody's brand new today, would you just suggest that they seriously just stick with Sideshow? And I'm and
I
I,
would
when
say
I
so.
and I'm not talking about a person who's like they're avid into comic history and
Yeah,
it has to be Jim Lee and Bagley and all this other stuff. I just mean like just the average consumer. They come over your house and like, oh, I want a couple for my man cave. Would you just say
yeah.
Sideshow?
That definitely would be something that I would tell him. There's actually a coworker of mine. He collects a few statues, but more so like medieval type Dungeons and Dragons type deal, Elder Scrolls and things like that. And I told him about Sideshow. So it really like I think it's kind of like ingrained in us because it's the easiest route to get
Easiest
pieces.
route, yeah.
Yeah, Sideshow and for the price.
Yeah.
So I told him about Sideshow. I didn't tell him about Spec or Cosmic Chase, which are great companies to go to. It's a matter of what's your budget, what are you looking for,
Yeah, what's your budget?
and
Yep.
and like what do you want,
Yeah. And I feel like for somebody new, being able to communicate better with Sideshow might be easier for like the new person who doesn't.
Yeah.
Because when you're new, you don't know about 1/10, 1/6, 1/4. You don't know about all that stuff. You
Yeah.
look at the measurements. Oh yeah, it'll fit my wall or whatever, and you kind of take it from there. And you know what I mean. So
Yeah, and I mean
yeah,
that's really like, granted I started with XM with Black Panther, but then I started drifting into the X-Men, and I got the Wolverine, and I pre-ordered the Sabretooth, and I was pre-ordering a lot from Sideshow more than Spec and
yeah.
places like that.
So
Just
taking
because
it,
the sheer flexibility too. They have super good flexibility with flex
they
pay.
do. They do, man. They do. And that's what gets me all the time because I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get that Black Widow. So it's like they
yeah,
gonna help me out,
exactly, man.
man. They're gonna help me out. But going back to the military, what's one of the best things that you got to eat like while you were away?
Uh, while I was away, you know what? I did eat. Well, not really eat, but I did have some Iraqi tea, and let me tell you, that was some good ass tea, bro. It was super late at night, and it definitely gave me a boost. Uh,
Nice, nice.
um, that was probably one of the best things that I had there.
Hmm.
I also had some rice, which was pretty good. I think it was like basmati rice type. It was like long grain.
Okay, okay.
Um, so, but for the majority of the time, we didn't really eat. I was actually in the infantry, so we were always like on the move and things like
Gotcha.
that. And majority of the time, we were eating like Skittles or something.
So, dude, like, and this is just a pure civilian, outside looking in perspective, is the war, and obviously, I know it's something serious. I'm not trying to make light of it, but
No, no, you're good, man.
is being there? Is it like Call of Duty for a civilian? And obviously, I know, like,
Oh,
hey, like you can really like hurt yourself there, but like,
yeah, no.
is it
Um,
game like?
simple
Do the
fact.
soldiers ever joke about that stuff or no?
Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll joke, but it's more so like, hey, man, there's no fucking respawns here.
Oh
You know.
shit!
Um, it's it's
Oh man.
more so it's like, and it's really dark humor,
Yeah, yeah, oh
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
was one of the biggest things coming out that I had a hard time transitioning is because you can't really talk how you talk with your boys over there the way you talk to people here
Yeah.
because it's just different
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hard to relate.
No, I get you. I had a conversation before, and again, before I say this, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just basing it
You're
off
good,
of
bro.
the time I was born versus now. Like before growing up, you'd be able to say the G word. You know what I mean? GAY. You'd be able to say it, and it
Yeah.
was meant as like, yo, that's weird, not somebody's sexuality.
Right,
So
right, right,
we
right.
were talking about that. Like, you just certain things you can't say now that could possibly offend somebody or somebody that they know is the reason why they don't want to hear it. So just a
Yeah.
different time period. That's all, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was one of the biggest reasons why I also got out, um, on count for the fact that a lot of my friends were leaving and doing different things and things like
Yeah.
that. And the military was definitely changing. And I didn't like that the route that it was going. Um, unfortunately, we live in a world where it's, not to throw politics out there, but it's very woke,
Hmm.
unfortunately. And, it's just one of those things like, it was so much better my first deployment and everything like that where it was just it was a different world, man.
Yeah.
Such a different world. And I look back at it and I'm like, I have like old videos of what we were doing during Christmas time. I mean, we would get drunk off of like NyQuil.
Like,
So
do you feel like do you have to go back at all ever or
no, so what happens is once you get out, you're part of like the inactive reserves, which is like a 4-year thing that you give. You offended me, Cash. Uh,
shout out
so
Eddie,
yeah,
man?
yeah, shout out, man. Um, yeah, so it's you're in the inactive reserves for 4 years, which is like if a big time war kicked off and there's not enough bodies, they're gonna grab you, and if you're fit and able to do the job, you're going.
Oh, so like if World War III were to start, for example, like, hey, you gotta come
Right?
back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha,
So that's
gotcha,
pretty much what it's like. But
gotcha.
it was good times, man. I definitely miss it. It's something that I wish I can go back.
Gotcha. Cool, man. So I would do this show called Nostalgic Evolution, right? And we would talk about aliens on there sometimes. Did you ever
Yeah,
see any like crazy stuff like that? Like
out
anything in the
there.
sky where you were like, "Oh shit, what's that?"
Ooh, man. Um, you know what? I didn't, but I had a friend who who actually did.
Oh, stuff.
Where I was stationed in a place called 29 Palms, which is like the middle of the desert, and it's like in between like Palm Springs and then Vegas.
Yeah.
And he sent me a video, and I saw it the next morning, and it was like a light that was just like floating, and then it like split into three, and then just like disappears.
Oh shit! Wow.
So like it's weird because like you're living on a military base, so you don't technically know everything that's going on. So we were like, "What the hell is that?" Blah blah blah, and a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Oh, stuff, man, stuff. So keeping it there, what would you say was one of the funnest memories that you had there? Like just one of the best times? Was it, maybe the newbie coming in, or
Oh
anything like
man,
that?
newbies never have fun. Newbies never have fun when you first get into your unit. You never have fun. You're doing a lot of the bitch work, and yeah, I think it would probably be my first deployment. Actually, you know what? It was before first deployment. We all got together at a friend's house and got super drunk. And one of the things that we had to do for deployment, since it's your first deployment, you have to shave your head. So we all got drunk and just started shaving each other's heads.
You have to shave your head, bro.
So it's kind of like a rite of passage type deal. Like it's your first deployment, you have to shave your head.
Well, no, I mean like the sergeant is making you, or it's like your other coworkers basically. Or
no, so it
like
was
is it a rule? Is what I'm saying.
It's like it's like, I guess you can say like a ritual.
A ritual,
deal.
Okay.
Like yeah, like it's passed on generation to generation of Marines.
Yeah,
and that's usually how it is. And then obviously your second deployment, third, fourth, and whatever, you can keep your hair.
Yeah.
So
Nice. So if you have like a ponytail, you would have to shave it.
yeah, you would have to.
Oh shit!
But no one would ever have a ponytail though.
Yeah. Fucking Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
Oh yeah.
Nah, dude, that's crazy, man. I always ask people because dude, you'd be surprised how many actual like either former or current, military is in the community. Like Nathan, Keesis World Collections, Black Ice,
Arch was
Arch.
Well.
Dude, there's like you would just be surprised, man, because like as a kid, you always thought these were like serious people and they're here to protect the world and take care of our country. But as an adult, it's like they're our friends, man. You know what I mean? They're just regular people.
It pulls you away from a lot of the BS that goes on.
Yeah,
it really does pull you away from a lot of that. On the weekends, it was me and
even Mojo. Shit, I even know Mojo was in it, man.
Yeah, I think there's another one, Just a Jarhead. He's a former Marine, I think. Did we lose you? I think we lost you, man.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're good,
go ahead,
bro.
Man. My bad. Go ahead, man. My bad.
No, I was saying Just a Jarhead.
Yeah.
If you see him on the chats a few times, he was a former Marine.
Yeah.
And it pulls you away from reality, like you said.
Oh yeah.
From work and just a bunch of the BS and just like here, I've come in contact with 2 law enforcement guys that are into this stuff, and I simply ask them like, what made you get into it? And it's like it just pulls me away from all of the crap that we're doing and dealing with and everything like that. I said that makes sense.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Let's see here. Yeah, read that comment, Mojo. Appreciate you, man. That's funny. Mojo said he had to walk around the paper that said "idiot" on my chest. What the hell?
Wait, you had to what? What was it?
He had to walk around the paper that said "idiot" on his chest, fresh out of boot camp. Man, what the hell? That's funny. Oh man, I got out at 99. Oh, dude, that's what's up, though, man. Appreciate your service, bro. Appreciate your service, man. Well, dude, we're on the last leg of the show, man. And I always ask everybody every single time they come on here. It's a Mount Rushmore. It's a Mount Rushmore comment, man. We pick four characters. If it's hard for people, I say you could throw an honorable mention 5th. So since you're in the military, man, we'll do states, man. You know, you guys are protecting the country. My top 4 favorite states. Obviously, I gotta say Nebraska because I'm from here. Oh. Anyways, Texas forever, baby. Gotta throw out Texas forever. Gotta throw out Florida, man. Just you want some good weather. You want some good weather in your life, man.
Yeah.
So Texas, Florida. Believe it or not, I'm gonna throw out Arkansas. I generally did like it when I was down there. I'm gonna throw out Arkansas. I know it's
Okay.
kind of like off, but I'm gonna throw out Arkansas. And then last but not least, I'm gonna throw out California. So Texas, Florida, Arkansas, and California. Yeah.
Okay.
So what is your Mount Rushmore of characters or statues? Characters or statues?
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and throw Punisher in there.
Okay.
Just because I feel like sometimes the lines have to be crossed, and he's the one to do it. Captain America for sure. Man, it's rough. It's hard. I'm gonna go Hawkeye. And man, I'm gonna go Dr. Doom on that one. Last one.
Okay. Not bad. Do you feel XM Studios Doctor Strange is a good statue?
I don't think it aged well.
Okay.
And I'm just being honest. I did see some people make improvements, like they got that custom portrait.
Yeah.
And it took it to a whole nother level. But now you're talking about buying the Doctor Strange and then looking for a custom portrait.
Yeah.
But I think it's all a matter of like, how do you want your Doctor Strange? Do you want him, floating, and do you want him doing that certain things? Because you do also get the spell book, which is pretty cool. I think
yeah, the Book really of Ashanti. Cool. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
So, yeah, I just don't think it really aged too well. It's one of their older pieces, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and it's crazy because the Red Skull is another older piece, just like that Iron Man, and both of them aged very well. Very well. The paint on this Red Skull is phenomenal.
Yeah, I saw your unboxing on that, man. That thing's crazy.
Yeah, fucking sweating my ass off. I had to go get a towel, bro. Jesus,
always, man. It's always like that. Nice, even the smallest pieces, you're like sweating your ass off.
Yeah. Cool, man. Cool. Well, dude, I really appreciate getting you on, man. It's been a pleasure. I've seen you in the comments for the longest. We've chopped it up a little bit. On Messenger. So you're more than welcome to come on any of the Saturday shows I do as well, cool. Or even when we do like random movie shows or whatever. Casual as well, man. We're always kind of keep the invites open, man. So if you ever free, for sure.
I am looking to kind of show my face a little bit more.
Yeah.
I did work out something with work and have Mondays and Wednesdays off.
Okay.
So therefore I could jump on, whether it's Astro show, your show, whoever it is, and then I can jump on Casual Nerds as well. Just so I don't have to wake up so fucking early in the morning.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt, man. I appreciate it, man. And if anybody else is interested in coming on, you guys are more than welcome as well, man. Just throw me an email, KashDaGemini29@gmail.com. I'll respond back to it. I do check my email every day. There are 2 people who send me emails. I got to respond back to you guys. My apologies if you guys are seeing this, but I will definitely respond back to you guys and share that news. I know one person hit me up for me and Casual, so I got to hit them up.
And again, man, thanks for moving this to Sunday. I know it's not the usual, but I appreciate it. And thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, not a problem, man. And everybody out there, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate you guys. We are on our road to 1,000 subs. Once we hit either 1,000 or when we do the holiday episode, I don't know which one's going to come first, but I promise you guys, I'm going to make it fun. Just like we did last year's holiday episode. If you guys remember that, we're going to have a bunch of fun, a lot of community interaction, going to have a lot of games for you guys to play. A lot of giveaways, gonna bring a bunch of YouTubers together all on the channel, and we're gonna have a bunch of stuff to just have fun with you guys. For anybody out there who wants to continue their day, if you guys don't have anything to do, hey, go to Collective Minds. Their show is going to start in about 2 to 3 minutes here. Go over there, have a good time as well. Jim, any last words?
No, man. I mean, collect what you love and be patient, and just that's pretty much it, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. Hey, real quick, last question. Is joining the ROTC required for the military? Because Eddie put that in there. I was in ROTC. I just have to ask.
No. No, it's not. It just, all it does is simply it kind of prepares you as far as like how you're supposed to be dressed and like attention to detail and things like that. But as far as like the intensity, it's nowhere near it, man.
Okay. All right, man. I just had to ask for Eddie, man. Thank you, everybody out there. Remember, hey, cash out, baby. Put some cash in your life. Put some cash